Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Chris here again with Hertastic Reviews. So it's November. It's the week of Thanksgiving, the time of coming together. And I figured, you know what, since we're still kind of doing some of those binge-worthy franchises, and it's the season of like coming together with people, I thought, what better franchise that brings people together than talking about Star Wars? Now, Star Wars is like, I can't remember a time I didn't love Star Wars. I saw so many of them growing up, like all the time, and I saw almost all of them in theaters. So I saw Phantom of the Menace when it first came out. I did see Attack of the Clones, and maybe in hindsight it was a good thing I didn't. And then Revenge of the Sith, I can't tell you how many times I saw that in theaters. And then all the other movies after that I've seen multiple times in theaters. So it was very exciting stuff. And when Last Jedi came out, I saw that so many times as well with like Revenge of the Sith. But if you're new to this channel, I just want to say, thanks for tuning in, and you should really think about subscribing. I think this channel is really growing in a positive way, and I see a lot of new voices in the comment section, and I'm so excited to see all that conversation and meeting new people. But if you haven't watched our last video, I definitely recommend you check it out. Where we talk about the Godzilla franchise, another binge-worthy franchise to talk about, but Star Wars. So if you haven't seen Star Wars before, you should definitely maybe see them in order, or I feel like most people have seen Star Wars. So today I'm going to give my complete Star Wars ranking of all the films, and I'm really excited because, like I said, Star Wars brings people together, right? I mean, there's a joke in there because Lord knows there's nothing more toxic than this Star Wars fandom, and that's the point of this video. I really want to go to the pits of hell and be dragged around there for a little bit, and then get my ass handed to me by somebody who runs a Star Wars fan page. And if you're one of those people, comment down below and tell me how wrong I am, I guess, with my ranking. And you see a lot of YouTube videos where people are like, this is my opinion, this is like, stop going after me. You know what, roast me all you want down below. I really don't care. I love Star Wars. I've seen Star Wars so many times. I quote it all the time. I'm very comfortable in my skin with Star Wars, so come at me is basically what I'm going to say with my ranking. And with today's ranking, I'm going to go down from the ones I like the least, even though I still like them, all the way up to my favorites. So hang in there because it's going to be quite a ride today, and I have them all here to show them off to you. But the first one I want to talk about, I have it here in this collection set. So starting off, because let's see, there's 9 main movies and then 2 spin-offs, so that's 11 movies. So we're going to rank from 11 all the way to 1. So let's just get into it. Starting at number 11, my least favorite is definitely Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, Attack of the Clones came out 2002, I believe, and it's the second story in the prequel series, and I definitely don't care for it much at all. It's called Attack of the Clones, but the clones don't show up to the last 25 minutes of the movie, and yeah, it's really cool, and I really enjoyed the clones and how they look and the battles and stuff, but gosh, there is way too much politics and conversation because this movie's almost 3 hours long, and boy, do you feel it. Like, it's like, man, Seven Samurai flies by a lot faster than Attack of the Clones does at some viewings. But I remember watching Attack of the Clones a lot growing up. It has Christopher Lee as Count Dooku, who I really liked, and I think he gets a better representation in Revenge of the Sith than Attack of the Clones. There's some really good quotes in this movie. I really like seeing Jango Fett in this as well. Anakin is just so horny in this movie, and my friends talk about it all the time, and we kind of feel bad for him. Ewan McGregor's great. I like him more in Revenge of the Sith, which we'll talk about more later. But yeah, this is just it just doesn't work for me. It's one I very, very rarely revisit because I saw it so many times growing up. So yeah, number 11 is Attack of the Clones. And then moving on to number 10, I actually really like this movie, so the distance between Attack of the Clones and this next movie is pretty great. Attack of the Clones, I really don't care for much. There's some really cool characters in it, and I don't know, even the video games weren't even that fun to be honest with you. So Attack of the Clones I don't care too much for, but the distance gap between this is pretty significant because I actually really like this movie a lot. I just, when it comes to the ranking for it, I can't put it much higher, but that is the spin-off Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I really enjoyed this movie in theaters, and I still do too now because I just really like Jyn Erso. I like her story. I like her character. I think Cassian is one of the best Star Wars characters, played by Diego Luna. I love the robot. I don't know. It's just such a fun movie. And it gets really dramatic in a good way, too. This movie came out, I believe, in 2017 or 2018. I really can't remember, but I remember seeing it in theaters and actually still really liking it. I love how it ties that bridge, that really, really important bridge between the prequels and the original trilogy, basically, because it ends with the start of episode 4. And I absolutely love that. And I love the puns that Darth Vader gives in this movie, too. And director Krennic is one of my favorite antagonists in all of Star Wars because he's just... Basically, this movie is Director Krennic's bad work day, basically, because he just cannot catch a break, and it's funny. You get a really cool Grand Moff Tarkin CGI from the late Peter Cushing. That's pretty good. I just really enjoy this movie a lot. It really dives into the mindset of the rebellion during this time, because we think they're just the all-good group. But in reality, this shows a real brutal side to what they have to do early on in the movie. So yeah, definitely check out Rogue One. Absolutely love this movie, but it's going to have to be at number 10. Sorry. And then moving on to number 9. So this is going to be the controversial one. I know I'm the problem with this. I'm not saying this movie is the problem. I think I'm the problem. But that is Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Ooh, like I like this movie a lot, but it's just like, I don't know. When it comes to the sequel trilogy, I think they're leaps and bounds better in between the bridges of each other. I think... I don't know. I just feel like this is the odd one. This is the one that just tried to be too pleasing. And it's just like, I like A New Hope more. And I feel like I'm kind of watching that more. I don't know. Kylo Ren's great in this, but the later movies have Kylo Ren that's way better. I feel like this movie was just trying to find its footing. I still absolutely enjoy this movie to hell. And I remember opening night to see this movie and I cried. And it's just great seeing Han Solo and the nostalgia part of it. I don't know. It's not one I really visit much from all the other movies, I guess. I don't know. I think I put it above Rogue One because I like the story a lot more. And honestly, I think it's just Rey is just... I don't know. I kept thinking when I watched this movie every single time, it's like, it feels like Finn's going to be the main character of the story, and then it gives you Rey. And I feel like the other movies kind of have an idea of what they're wanting to do more. This movie just feels like JJ's like, we got a new Star Wars. Let's put some stuff in from the old stuff to bring people in, and just put just enough breadcrumbs for the trilogy to come. You know, and it just feels a little off balance at times. It's got some really great scenes, though, so don't get me wrong. I still really enjoy this movie a lot. And I think Poe Dameron in this movie is fantastic. I love Poe. BB-8 is hilarious in this as well. You get a really good depiction of the First Order as like basically the space Nazis. They just do it really well in kind of painting that in this movie. I don't know. It's just like the third act really... Like, I know the third act, but man, the third act just feels like a blur at times. Like, I know what's going on, but man, it's like when I think about it, it's like, oh, like they're just getting rid of the Star Killer base, and it's just like trying to destroy before it closes, and, you know, Rey and Finn fighting Kylo, which is a great scene, don't get me wrong. You know, when the movie makes me feel like not as memorable about a lot of the things, I can't like enjoy it as much, I guess, when it comes to Star Wars. Maybe like I said, the problem is me with this movie. So we're going to move on there. And let's see. So this is number 8 now for my Star Wars movies. And number 8 is, we're going to go back to the big box saga here. And that is Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith is one of my most watched Star Wars, and for good reason, because I really enjoy the movie. It starts off really strong. I love the opening attack on Coruscant, the buzz droids. This is my best depiction of Anakin and Obi-Wan. I love them more as brothers in this movie than in the previous Attack of the Clones, where they feel more like, there's Jonesy running around. She's getting freaked out. But I love, like, instead of like in Attack of the Clones, they feel like a father and a son. I don't like that. I love Obi-Wan and Anakin being like brothers in this movie, because it makes the betrayal so much stronger. And I think this is Ewan McGregor's best performance by far. But I mean, he's still really good in another one we'll talk about. But I really love it, Revenge of the Sith. It's a little longer at times, sure, but there's a lot of great memories in it. And the Jedi fighting scenes, like in the beginning with Count Dooku, really great stuff. Very quotable movie. And I don't know, the betrayal at the end is so good. The march on the Jedi Temple is iconic. It's just, this movie does everything I love. This is like the space opera movie like I love. I don't know. Revenge of the Sith for me is just such a great movie. It's like nostalgia to like to the capital N, you know, just like I remember watching this movie all the time. I love playing the video games for this one as well. I love the Utapau scenes with General Grievous. I actually like General Grievous, I'm not going to lie. And I don't know, it just works all around pretty much for me. And yeah, it's kind of cheesy when Padme says, Anakin, you're breaking my heart, but it's like, I really feel for that because we've grown with these characters. So, and he gets to finally have Padme after the creepiness of Attack of the Clones, and he's just fighting his feelings. He finally gets her, and I love the scene where she's staring across the Coruscant, and Anakin is staring across, and they're just looking at each other. Absolutely love that stuff because he can't decide if he wants to help Mace Windu or Palpatine in their battle, which is a great scene. So yeah, Revenge of the Sith comes in at number 8. Now at number 7, we're going to keep this box set here because my number 7 pick is The Phantom Menace from 1999. Okay, so this movie has really grown on me over the years. It's one I watched a lot as well because I had on VHS. It's the most weird of the prequel movies because it feels more practical. The CGI looks a lot older, obviously, the technology. But I don't know, I like it's still carrying some of the old stuff from the original trilogy and bringing it in with some of the new technology. And I really like that. It feels like such a time capsule. Qui-Gon Jinn is fantastic in this movie. Ewan McGregor, again, is Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's really close between this and Revenge of the Sith for his best performance. Let's see, young Anakin, I have no problems with. Watto, I absolutely love. Captain Panalka, I just really like him as an officer. I love the part where he's like, you can't take a royal highness there. The Hutt's against us if they discovered her. And then like Qui-Gon Jinn goes like, not if they don't know. It's just like being in Coruscant is just really fun. Padme and the switcheroo there is really cool. R2-D2 I think is he doesn't get enough credit this week. He actually saves their ass when they're leaving Naboo for the first time when they can't get into hyperspeed and he's just up there helping them. R2, goddamn, you really just saved the movie for all the characters because without you probably would have been sitting ducks. I don't know, this movie's just all around iconic. I love the part where Qui-Gon is marching with them and with the droids, and he's like, where are you taking them? He's like, the Coruscant. He's like, Coruscant, that doesn't compute. Oh, wait a minute, you're under arrest. And then just a Jedi fight. Boom, love that stuff. I don't know. I haven't even talked about Darth Maul. The politics in this actually works a lot better. I think Palpatine is a lot more calculated in this one than maybe even 3. And I just really like it when he wants a vote of no confidence. That stuff works well. The Jedi Temple and the Jedi Council scenes work so great in this movie. I love when they're trying to decide if they can train Anakin. So I really like that. And I like Puppet Yoda in the original but before they updated it, they put him as CGI then. Number 6 for me is the newest one. And I actually really like this movie a lot. And I saw it twice in theaters. I rewatched it already before. And that is The Rise of Skywalker, Episode 8. Really, really like this movie a lot. It's a lot more fun. It's more aware. And I think it's one of the most beautiful of the Star Wars movies. I love the opening with the hyperdrive jumps. I love the Dead Speaks opening. I think bringing Darth Sidious the way they did was the only way possible, I feel like, than trying to do it any other overcomplicated way. And you know what? By this time, we have to realize it is Star Wars. Why couldn't the dead come back? Especially Palpatine of all people. So it's I buy into that easily. You also get Lando as well, which one of my favorite characters. He comes back. I just love how the old cast kind of come together and they kind of reminisce. I love when Lando says, give Leia my best, because that's such a callback to Empire. I love that. I actually was tearing up when the Chewbacca scene happened in theaters. I was so surprised by that. I love the Poe comedy. You finally get all the main cast members together in this movie, and it works so well. I wish we got more, but it works enough in this movie for me. And honestly, this is one of Kylo's best performances. Adam Driver just kills it. I love the Rey speaking with all the fallen Jedi. Really good stuff. So, what's wrong with that? I don't know. I really like this movie a lot. I know it wasn't very championed, but you know what? The haters need to get over it. And I hate how they keep apologizing on Twitter about this movie. I actually really enjoy it. Now we're in my top 5. So top 5, I got to put all of this back here because number 5 for me is Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Who hasn't seen this movie? I guess it's the most pure of all the Star Wars movies. It's just a space adventure movie. It's top 5. It's definitely a little bit more tame. It's not as sci-fi as I'd hoped, but you get some really great aliens in it. The cantina scene, absolutely love that with Old Ben, the Tusken Raiders. Pretty chilling stuff. I always used to be afraid when Old Ben would come and scare the Tusken Raiders away. I love Anakin. I love Luke in this movie. I love how he's kind of complaining and Uncle Owen always apologizing that maybe next year. Boy, who hasn't remembered that? I don't. It's just. I love the original cut too because I like Biggs as a character. You don't really get Biggs at all with the updated version. But I like the extra scenes where he's talking to Luke about how he needs to escape, and because it's his friend, it means a lot. Harrison Ford, like the best performance. He's just ultra cool in this, and Leia is awesome, and it just I mean, it has to be episode 4 in my top 5. At number 4, just missed the top 3, and trust me, it hurt because it was tough. But that is episode 7, Last Jedi. Last Jedi on any given day could be my top 3, but I have to put it at number 4 just for right now. Last Jedi is probably the best Star Wars movie, and the reason I say that it's different, it's so smart, and it pays respects to so many things like below the surface, and not all surface level stuff like JJ tried to do. It's like it's pretty. I think not JJ, but Rian Johnson knew his shit, and I just don't think people appreciated it as much. I really like Rey and Kylo in this movie. I think it fits perfectly. I love the simplistic story of the Resistance trying to just escape the First Order. I really feel the impending danger throughout most of that movie. You can say what you want about the cantina scene or the Canto Bite scene, but honestly, the Canto Bite scene, though I don't enjoy it very much at all, it still feels very Star Wars, and you get to see a lot of new and interesting aliens, and I love that. So. And, sure, you could say the masker hacker is kind of weird and dumb, but, it's Star Wars, and it feels very much of the misadventures of a Star Wars story. So I will forgive that, and, I'm just happy this movie exists, and I wish we got to maybe explore a little bit more of this. But I also really love Luke in this movie. Luke absolutely kills it. Mark Hamill. I love this depiction of Luke because we always knew Luke was always flirting with the dark side, and he was always moody at times and complained. And this is just a way I could see an older Luke behaving. Also, I think, oh man, it's just like maybe the most beautiful. It has some of the best effects as well. I don't know, just especially that the last stand. And then the fight between Luke and Kylo is just fantastic. I just absolutely love this movie so much. So there it is at number 4. Just misses the mark, though. Coming in at number 3, probably like one of my favorite Star Wars movies. It's one of the most easy watches for me, and that is Solo, A Star Wars Story. I love this movie. I love the depiction of Solo in this one. I love how he meets Chewie. I love how it just goes into the underbelly of the Star Wars universe. I think that's a great way to explain this Han Solo story. I love Beckett. I think he works really well in this movie. It's kind of being like a mentor, but you can't really trust him. Also, Lando, played by Donald Glover, is phenomenal. He's channeling so much of a Billy D. Williams. I love it. His droid in this movie is great. The Kessel Run is fantastic. Yeah, do we need a Kessel Run depiction? Probably not, but I'm so glad we did because it's such a quotable part. And this movie just works so well, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It has some of the best action, I would say, too, where they're trying to get the smuggling done. I don't know, this movie's just a whole lot of fun, and you get a lot of fan service at the end with Darth Maul, with the acknowledgement of the animated series. This movie, I think, needs to get way more credit. The box office bombing, I guess it was for a Star Wars movie, maybe. I don't know. I think it should have been way more successful, and I don't see this movie talked about enough. I seriously think this is one of the best Star Wars movie, period, and I would argue with that with any of you any day of the week. Love this movie. And then the last two. So number 2 comes in, no surprise, but that is Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back, probably the best Star Wars movie. I really like it a lot because I like the Hoth opening. I like Star Wars movies that start with impending danger and fights where you get the bump, 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 ban it, ban it, ban it. I just really like that stuff. You get that with like Revenge. You get it with this one. I think you get a little bit of a Last Jedi too. But I don't know. Empire Strikes Back is just like the most evil and most dark Star Wars, I would say, right by like Last Jedi maybe, in terms of like the Empire is coming back and they're kicking everyone's ass and it's kind of scared that the bad guys are winning. I don't know. Empire Strikes Back is just you get Boba Fett as well. I love the space fighting with Han and Leia and Chewbacca. I love how you meet Lando. If you have Lando in a movie, you're gonna be okay in my books, basically. But yeah, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, you can't beat it. And then at number 1 is gonna be Return of the Jedi for me. It's my favorite Star Wars movie. I watched it so much as a kid. I love Luke with the green lightsaber. I love the Ewoks. They're so cute. When Wicket gets shot. It's not Wicket. I think it's another Ewok that looks exactly like him. Gets shot by the ATST, and the other one cries and is trying to wake him up. Absolutely shreds me up. I hate that. I don't know why Lucas decided that was an okay thing to put. I was so traumatized. But also, I just really like the culmination of the story with the Emperor and Vader and Luke. I love their fight too. It's just so emotional, and the drama works really well. And I love the Emperor being such a bitch in this movie. He sucks so bad. I don't know. I just really like this movie, and I love the ending where the Ewoks go yup. And then, I don't know. I like it. It's fun. It's goofy, and I love when they're in Tatooine. I love when Luke tells Han, I was born here, and then Han goes, you're gonna die here, and it's just, I just love the banter in it. The only thing is missing, if it had porgs, like Last Jedi did, it would be the Undisputed. But I mean, sometimes I'm thinking Return of the Jedi is the best, but man, Last Jedi could probably be number 2 if I switched it. I don't know, it just always up there because I love these guys. Ewoks, porgs, all about it. Also, Rise of Skywalker had Babu Frick, so you gotta give it credit for that, right? So I am out of breath because I've just been talking so much Star Wars. I can feel the heat underneath my ass from maybe these rankings. But I want to know what some of your rankings for the Star Wars movies are down below. What do you think of my rankings? Are they absolute trash? Do you respect them? Probably not. But yeah, if you're going to be watching Star Wars, I like to watch it around the holidays. So it's definitely going to be something I'm going to be watching on my Letterboxd, which you can definitely check out. There's a link for it in the description down below. But remember, if you really enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. I think we're doing really good. I'd love to see this channel grow more. Give us a subscription if you'd like. Just check out more of my stuff. Don't forget to check out the podcast channel, Inside the Sequel. We get some really good guests on there talking about sequel movies. Haven't talked about Star Wars yet, but there's some really good stuff there to check out. So thank you all for listening and tuning in. My name is Chris here at Hertastic Reviews. And remember, if you're not watching Star Wars movies during the holiday season, do you really care about movies? Anyway, we'll see you next time.